Congressman Sander Levin is a Democrat from Michigan. He joins me now from Capitol Hill. Also joining me in the questioning are Greg Miles. He is outside of Chrysler's headquarters in Auburn Hills, Michigan. Congressman Levin, thanks for joining us on Bloomberg News. And you have heard all of our reports today about the Chrysler bankruptcy and what President Obama had to say. Was wondering if we might get your sense of what's been going on today.
Well, I heard what the president had to say, and a few of us talked to him earlier. I think it's a major step forward in the sense the president made clear where he stands. He stands for the domestic auto industry. He stands for Chrysler moving ahead. He stands for its workers. He stands also for those who stepped up to the plate and agreed to the agreement, to the thing that was worked out with the creditors. Unfortunately, there were some creditors who held back. They maybe had a veto power whether or not bankruptcy was going to occur, and that's unfortunate. But in bankruptcy, they'd have no veto power. I don't think it was enlightened. I think it was unenlightened self-interest on the part of those who held out.
But Senator, I'm sorry, Congressman, if I might, one of the questions that we've been talking about all afternoon is that they say they were secured creditors and that they had a right to be paid first.
Look, there were lots of other secured creditors. 60, 70, maybe 75, maybe 80% of the secured creditors agreed to the approach about 1/3 payment. So what about the other third? They held back. I think it was not wise on their part. I think it will, in the end, pay nothing to them and will make it more difficult for this company, the Fiat Chrysler Alliance, to go ahead. But it will go ahead. I don't think people who are holding back are going to be able to stop it. It should not be stopped. It's critical to the American industrial base. It's critical to the workers. It's critical to all of us in Michigan and throughout the country that the Chrysler-Fiat Alliance go ahead.
Congressman Greg Miles here at Chrysler headquarters in Auburn Hills, Michigan. I wanted to ask you, the U.S. government is also, as you know, a creditor here. They've already lent $4 billion. They are ostensibly going to at least lend up to $6 billion more for a total of $10 billion. How much more do you think this is going to cost the U.S. government in terms of loans? Should the government be prepared to lend even more if needed to keep Chrysler going?
If it's really needed, but the president made clear he also has to look at the interests of the taxpayers. But to balance this, if Chrysler were to fold, it would ripple not only throughout the state of Michigan, but throughout the country. There's a basic issue here, and that is a vibrant domestic industry vital to the United States of America, to our economy, and to all of us who work within the economy. And the president said today definitively the answer is yes. And we cannot let a minority, I think, of unenlightened security holders hold this up. So they've thrown it into bankruptcy. Hopefully it will be quick, and I think they're going to end up, it will be manifested that their decision here was not a decision in their interest and surely not in the interest of the United States of America.
Congressman Levin, this slimmed-down version of Chrysler, also armed with Fiat's technology, the small car technology, the president said that it would give the car maker a new lease on life. Can you give us a sense of the impact that is going to have in Detroit and the surrounding areas?
It's going to help. Look, there's been a lot of downsizing. There's been a lot of misery caused by this economic downturn, global downturn that's affected the auto industry. A lot of people thrown out of work. Look, it's disrupted the lives of tens of thousands of people. At the least, though, what the president has been doing is to try to save a critical part of the domestic auto industry. And I think what this alliance means is that Chrysler will continue to be an important part. It will develop its technology, and it will be one of the auto companies of the future.
Congressman Greg Miles here again in Michigan. If necessary, would you also support the Obama administration doing the same thing with General Motors, placing them into kind of a fast-track bankruptcy, or trying to?
Look, I've said from the beginning, I hope it isn't necessary. I hope it won't be done, because there aren't 100% certainties in bankruptcy, and I think it's unfortunate that Chrysler was forced and the U.S. government was forced into bankruptcy. I hope in the next month it can be worked out with GM. Most of the creditors are unsecured, and I hope it can be worked out so there can be a continued restructuring outside of bankruptcy. That is a preferable course.
Michigan Democratic Congressman Sander Levin joining us from Capitol Hill. I'm also joined by my colleague Greg Miles in Auburn Hills. Thank you both.